Hey, Marvel Strike Force. We're going to talk about Cosmic Crucible Season 14 defense. First off, I want to apologize. I can barely breathe, so I'm sure I'm going to be sniffling and snuffing and things. I apologize. It just is what it is. We're going to talk about Crucible for just a little bit. We've had some things happen. Overpower. We've had rooms get changed. We've had the season get delayed. Overall, kind of makes me a little down on the game, but I'm trying to make the best of it. So we've made defense. I think it's pretty good, but I think it's still beatable. I really do think this is kind of an offensive heavy season, so it is what it is. Let's jump into it. We've got new rooms. We got room 4 and room 1 that have changed. We'll talk about them as we get to them. First room up is the Season 13 room, which was Hunting Sense. Striker characters on successful attack apply bleed. Raider and skirmisher characters on successful attack, if the target has bleed, perform an ISO attack. I put something very generic in here, and I think it's the best you can do. If you got something better in mind, I highly recommend it. I didn't do it because I wanted certain offensive pieces. I also thought that the other rooms were significantly better, so ta-da! I put Liberty. I also didn't change their ISO. It's the exact same. Next room up is Turtle Shell. This was the old U32. This was max barrier. On spawn, barrier yourself for 100%. Gain 100% damage. On allied death, barrier yourself for 100% of this character's max health. This room generally favors huge stats. High damage, high health, more barrier, more damage, all good things, right? However, we have a new offensive tool that this season that has been buffed multiple times, and that is Starjammers. So I do not want to put something that wants to be Starjammered. I put Spider Society in here. I put Nightcrawler. I put Silver Sable in here. The reason I put these characters in here is Nightcrawler, if he takes his turn, then gives Silver Sable speed, and then Silver Sable goes and takes all your barrier and gives you Disrupt and Heal Block. Those two things combined then lets this team kind of pop off. Then they start getting buffs and going fast and doing things, and you're probably not happy. And if you overkill it, I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly happy if you overkill Spider Society because it's not that hard of a team to kill. However, if you try to take a budget efficient counter in here and you accidentally kill one character and not all of them all at once, then what happens is they all get 100% barrier and you probably fall apart. So this has the potential of your characters just lose. And if you haven't noticed, everybody's Overpowered 10. That is on purpose because Overpower, you have to play with it at max level or you lose. One Overpower level less, if you're at 9 or below, you essentially have defense down on your characters at all times, and you know how strong defense down is, you just kind of get obliterated. It's too strong. Toxic, this was room 2 in the U32. I ran a very unique room, which we will see later, but it is not in the Toxic room. I still think the Toxic room mechanic is pretty good, but I do not think we have enough tools on defense that are strong enough to be able to set a good Toxic room. So I went with something very generic. As you know, last time I ran with like a Black Knight. I'm still doing Retaliate stuff. I'm just not doing it with Black Knight. I'm doing the Wanda team. I think if we get to the situation where there is no defensive wins, which I kind of think that my rooms will get a defensive win, this room is pretty good. It makes you overkill it if you want to not take damage. If you take damage, then you lose efficiency, and that might be where you pick up a win for the if it's 100% versus 100%. If it's a 50,200 plus score. So room 4. This room was that ultimate abilities cost 2 less room. This says Kahori me all day. However, I think a lot of people will put Kahori on defense. That's kind of my theory right now. It could change my mind very fast if I start seeing Kahori just delete my lunch, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. And I'm still not 100% sold on it. I might change my mind before we're all said and done. But right now I am running Phoenix Force, Kahori with Green Goblin Classic. And the reason I'm doing all these pieces combined is Kahori makes you have to bring in a speed counter. 2 of the speed counters require full teams, and one of them requires you to break up a full team, and the other one is Cabal. Um, I don't. Cabal can't deal with Kahori. Kahori still goes off if Cabal goes. Um, Illuminati tends to lose to Phoenix Force just by themselves, or very close to it. Immortal, I believe, will lose with Green Goblin Classic in here, and that just leaves Howard the Duck. And if you want to Starjammers this, I think I'm happy with it. I think I'm very okay if you Starjammers this out of everything here. So that's kind of my thought process right now. And the reason I say that Immortal loses is you stun Kahori. That's your first turn. Green Goblin Classic or Phoenix Force stops your safeguard. Green Goblin Classic Retaliate hits you. You no longer have speed up on half your team. And if you don't take Immortal in, then I have a pre-taunt and blah, 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 blah. We go around and around and around. I think that's a very interesting room. I'll be very curious to see how it plays out, if it plays out the way I think it does. Let me know what you think. I think this is cool. It's probably the coolest thing I've seen for the season out of the things I can do. If you've noticed, out of these rooms, I took the best of the best mutants and put them in other rooms. I have Nightcrawler in the Turtle Shell room. I have Phoenix Force in the Supercharged room. The room 5 is the mutant immune system. This is basically saying Old Man Logan's healing effect is now on all mutant characters. I don't think it matters. I don't think there's enough mutant characters that have enough health bar that it matters. Maybe it matters when you have Xavier. However, I won't have that, so I won't know. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. However, there is another mechanic that exists on this room. On turn in, gain defense down. So fast characters will have defense down first. I very much took advantage of that, or at least I'm trying to. I took in Annihilators plus Hercules and Super Scroll. And the reason I did that is Overpower. Overpowered Thanos does a lot of damage. And what happens when you take in your fast team and try to deal with my team is you start getting defense down out there. If my team takes a turn, Hercules gives them overpower or gives them offense up, and Thanos may just AoE your luncheon. And if Thanos AoEs your luncheon with you having defense down out there, you might just die. If you don't die, you're probably really low. And that's kind of my thought. You know, you might try to immortal this. You might do some different things with Old Man Logan. I get it. It is what it is. I don't know if this gets a defensive win, but I think it's going to at least take some efficiency off you. My last room is Dorky's room from the U30, or Dorky's selected room. The speed bars cannot be increased or decreased. I think this adverse affects the Starjammer team. And since it adversely affects the Starjammer team, I think that this will not see Starjammers probably. So here's what I put there. And if you've seen it, it was my toxic room. I put Null and Gore and Mephisto and Apocalypse and Black Knight together. And I have a feeling that this room's still broken. I have a feeling that Apocalypse is still doing what Apocalypse was doing on defense a week ago. And that is blocking speed bar mechanics. He is blocking speed bar manipulation from things like Emma. If that's the case, then Null still is going to go fast. He goes faster on defense than he will on offense. You can't counter it. You can't counter Mephisto. And these characters are going to go fast. These characters are going to not care, and they're going to eat your lunch. We'll see if I'm right. This got wins in the U32. Let me know what you think. Do you like this defense? Let's talk about offense real quick. So, as you saw, I have quite a bit of stuff on offense. I left one upgrade for you guys to watch, and we are taking Lilandra the G20. Ba-bum, let's do it. Lilandra went to G20. She now has 875,000 damage, 15,000 health. She is kind of a powerhouse. I think she is going to delete stuff, and she still might make my room 6 just kind of go blat. It would not surprise me. She's required. She's a character I instantly took up. I also have Night Stalkers. I have Lilandras, Starjammers. I have Illuminati. I have Cabal. I have Odin. I have Immortal, I have Astral, I have Orcus, um, I have Ultimus, I have all kinds of stuff. I have Black Cat and her team. Um, so with that being said, I have more than 6 teams that I think that I have more than enough to be able to clear the current Crucible season with how we're playing, with having all the stuff I have on defense now. We'll see how it plays out. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like my offense and defense? Do you think it'll work? Let me know.